On this lovely morning of All Hallows Eve. Join me on a wee adventure while I tell the tale of some of my favorite saints. It's autumn. I open a window to look out, and a burst of biting air suggests a hint of frost. I wrap up against the sharp morning air and venture into the streets, peering into back gardens that have been well prepared against the frost. Fruit trees have been picked clean. Some plants have been blanketed against the cold. It's cold and utterly quiet. Not a wind stirs, and no one seems to be awake. I turn around a corner and come upon a park, a long terraced stretch which overlooks rooftops and has a view into the river valley. It's a park with a row of benches interspersed with a long line of elm trees. They are blazing yellow, each leaf like a giant drooping glove. The yellow is so shocking, I halt in my steps to stare. In the utter stillness, I hear only the noise of the leaves falling. Plop, 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 plop. Down the row, every tree is losing its leaves. Right now, in front of my eyes, the trees are raining down their leaves with steady determination. Did the frost cause this event, or the first rays of the sun? I stand in silence and awe and watch. Within half an hour, the whole row of golden trees turns utterly bare before my eyes. Gaunt and gray, the empty branches reach at the sky. At the foot of each tree is a perfect pile, yellow as sunlight, a gift from the tree to its own roots. By the time many awake, autumn is over. Holidays, festivals, and celebrations chronicle human history. We are the creatures who celebrate. We dance, sing, feast, fast, and dramatize important moments and events in our lives. Humans and the universe were made for each other. Our experience of the universe finds festive expression in the great moments of seasonal transformation, such as the dark of winter, the exuberance of springtime, the warmth and brightness of summer, the lush abundance of autumn. Traditional festivals have ancient roots springing from very early ideas of life, the world, and the heavens. Most annual autumn celebrations originated from seasonal changes in the lives of agricultural people. These festivals are usually related to the movement of the earth, the sun, or the moon, and the changes these movements made in the lives of human beings whose behavior was said to be governed by them. Today, we in the Northern Hemisphere are well into celebrating autumn, the season of festivals, Thanksgiving, harvest, and leaves. Sandwiched between blazing summer and chilly winter, autumn is the cooling off season, the season of mists and mellow fruitfulness, according to the poet Keats. In autumn, the duration of daylight becomes noticeably shorter. Nighttime arrives earlier. Temperatures begin to drop considerably. Most vegetative growth decreases. Although, as Albert Camus wrote, autumn is a second spring when every leaf is a flower. In autumn, the shedding of leaves from deciduous trees is a significant feature, and millions of monarch butterflies travel thousands of miles across North America to arrive in the mountainous region of Mexico, where they remain until spring. In autumn, perhaps more so than any other time of the year, the interdependence of humans and the earth comes into clear focus. I like autumn. I especially like seeing autumn through the lens of northern deciduous trees. Yellow, brown, red, orange, green, burgundy. Autumn's technicolored biology. Rainbow alleluias. The leaves we see in spring and summer are green because of chlorophyll, that miracle of evolution whereby plants convert sunlight, oxygen, and water into energy. The leaves we see in autumn, again as a result of evolution, is chlorophyll receding as the leaves and plants' energy engines shut down. This allows the colors from other chemicals to show their yellow and orange hues and finally fall. But this is not trees recycling. Again, according to evolution, what they do is make their leaves in such a way that the bacteria in the soil do the recycling for them. Presto, next spring's fertilizer, in sync with nature, not working against nature. As autumn turns into winter, the landscape changes. Barren gray sentinels stand among their evergreen siblings, and not a politician in sight. Trees are fascinating. I've been in awe of them since childhood as I learned to climb some of their more juvenile and smaller relatives. Not to mention conquering my grandparents' apricot, pear, apple, and cherry trees and their fruit. I'm sure you know that trees communicate with each other through their roots, even when they're many kilometers apart, or that they are nothing but outrageous flirts. Scents and blossoms of fruit trees and willows draw attention to themselves and invite passing bees to stuff and satisfy themselves. Sweet nectar is the insect's reward in exchange for the incidental dusting they receive while they visit. Stand under a big old tree and look up. Can you see the passing of time in its gnarled trunk? The network of bugs and insects burrowing into bark and foraging into leaves. Wildlife takes refuge in nests and leaf-lined hollows. Microscopic creatures, fungi, and bacteria, all in a feeding frenzy, helping to nourish it with nitrogen. Each is the natural world making its own rules and intricate webs, ecosystems of energy. Trees are important to our lives in many ways. Most obvious, of course, is their role in producing the oxygen we breathe and appropriating carbon dioxide to help protect our atmosphere. It's amazing to consider that over the course of their lives, trees store up to 22 tons of carbon dioxide in their trunks, branches, and root systems. The forest is really a giant carbon dioxide vacuum that constantly filters out and stores this element of the air. And deep in the forest, wetland or bush, surrounded by big old trees, it seems impossible that anyone would not be overcome by three of the most important ingredients found in nature: awe, wonder, and curiosity. That feeling of being in the presence of something vast that transcends one's understanding of the world. Philosopher Sam Keen coined the term wonderosity to describe the combination of wonder and curiosity. Wonder is a natural response to the highlights of our senses. We're dazzled by something new in the world around us. And curiosity helps us stay open to new experiences, and it takes us to places where we can be amazed. Autumn invites us to look for more daily experiences of awe. And what the science of awe suggests is that opportunities for awe surround us and their benefits are profound. You don't have to have extravagant, extraordinary experiences in nature to feel awe or get benefits. By taking a few minutes to enjoy flowers that are blooming or a sunset in your day-to-day life, you also improve your well-being. Awe is inspired by something larger than oneself or experience, and that encounter helps expand our understanding of the world, and it is driven by a sense of curiosity. We are the species that sees but doesn't only instinctively respond to what we see. We internalize it, engage with it emotionally, and try to find meaning in the moment. We experience life in a many-dimensional diversity that blends perception with the multicolored subjective response. And we love the way this richness of the now makes us feel, even if we have no clue how it all happens. To nurture the joy of wonder is to be attuned to the simple beauty of the unexpected. It may reveal itself in the silence of an old dark forest, or in that strange, uncomfortable warmth we feel when we witness something that defies rational explanation. Explorers, artists, poets, and scientists know such wonder. So can we in autumn, especially in watching gold and red autumn leaves twirl to the ground in a light wind. Here's the thing. We're on the planet for about 100 years if we're really lucky. Then we die, and who knows what happens. Given that inescapable fact, you'd think we might spend more time being amazed at everything. Trees, birds, rocks, the sky. All that beautiful, amazing stuff is just here, working pretty well on its own. That should be cause enough for wonder. I am so very grateful that this is part of our story.